Hello, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to you all here. It's Nickalini Orange here, and hopefully the signal will stay with us here as best as we can here. Do let us know what the picture is like at your end and whether it's good, clear, or a bit stuttery. We want to know here. And thank you very much for joining us here and ticking away. And we have sort of left off here a pre-release show, ladies and gentlemen, of the one and only show that we have so far for touring with us. It is the Noticeboard show. Notice how lively I speak right this minute, beginning to sound like an act that, of course, hasn't yet happened. It's only just beginning here. Very good evening to you all, and thank you very much for coming back on the channel here. And of course, hopefully we'll get some thumbs up here. Hopefully you can hear my voice. Let us know if you can hear my voice through this microphone here, which is attached to my chest already, beginning to sound very professional. Now, we'll be talking about some stuff, community-wise, travel-wise, localized, that kind of thing. So bear with us tonight. And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask at any time. We are slightly later than I've literally come on this channel here for a long time doing it this way, using the camera here, which is worth a sort of small fortune. I think it's the right word to say. Sorry, my words are going a bit mixed up, but of course it's a small fortune it's worth, and it's worth getting involved with this kind of thing here. Already we have a poll here which we don't normally have, which is actually on the channel right now. So of course, if you want to talk a bit about, of course, anything like what we could do in the future, like what we've asked in two sort of answers right here. And of course, yes, hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction here. It's a answer of multiple choice between Beresford Evans and Dis. So far, looks like one person has voted already, which is between Beresford Evans and Dis, of where you'd like us to end up. Now, of course, yes, hello to Alex and Bailey tuned in. Of course, it's Thutha. Hello, Nick. Do you still go live with Julian? I haven't watched your live in a while. So thank you very much for joining us today. Where are you watching from this evening? So let us know where you're watching from. Can you hear us clearly? That is the main thing. Is it crystal? Is it crystal clear? Isn't it? Something like that. But yeah, hello to Alex and Bailey watching. I know from Haverhill somewhere. But yeah, very warm welcome to everyone. You're from Watford. Are you under a different name or something? So yes, hello to Watford this evening. It's not often that we get that many people from Watford. I think we have, of course, another guy that comes in from Watford as well. And of course, yes, I wonder if Julian can remember his name. He's in the other room chatting to our moderator in the other room. So yeah, I think it's Kay Payne. That's it. Christian Payne, who is also from Watford. I believe that you know Christian Payne. I don't know if you do, because he comes in the chat sometimes, which is very, very nice. And thank you very much. Yes, we do a nice and relaxing show, otherwise known as NAR, which roughly means, of course, a nice and relaxing show. That's what it's initialized and what it means. This week we didn't actually get to do one because of our other commitments that we were doing, and that made it really, really harder for us. And of course, we were pretty much, well, I was a travel lad this week because I did a video in Great Yarmouth, and of course you can check it out on the channel if you want. It is the Rains Court Lodge, definitely worth checking out. Of course, for a budget price, you can't afford to miss it. Beginning to sound like an advert that you probably don't get anywhere else. There you go. I'll put the lives on later. How about that? How about comedy live here on their channel? I don't know if I can do it very well, but of course, yeah, I'm doing my best here to keep you all entertained here from the Touring With Us studio here, live in this sort of way. So, yeah, for the first time, I'm using the actual camera, which is connected to the laptop, and you'll see what I mean if I slowly move the camera this way. Sorry about the studio sort of in a complete upside down, but this is what it looks like here. You can see where I'm going live as well. So let's move this around if I don't lose the battery, because it's a little bit on the loose side here. So there you go. There you have it. Let's move it around, which is what I can do here. It's quite a good thing to do, actually. And, of course, the best thing that you can do as well, if I do it properly, I can zoom in if I want to as well. And, of course, yes, it will only give me a normal camera mode. And, of course, if I want it dark, I'd have to take all the apparatus off, which is connecting into the laptop. I'll tell you something now. Of course, I want to give a shout out to, of course, because I'm going to be talking about localized stuff eventually tonight. So, yeah, if Julian comes off the phone, you'll be able to watch me, Julian. He's on the phone to our, what you call moderator. And hello to any moderators that are tuning in. And thank you very much for all people that are chatting on the chat to one another in a friendly kind of way. And, of course, it's a nice environment to be in. So, yeah, I want to give a shout out to Nickam, which, of course, I have got, if I can find it somewhere, because I'm actually lost here. So, yeah. You're looking for something there. Bear with me for a second. Oh, I found something. So, yeah. Trying to get her on the moderating channel now, Dylan. Yeah, but hurry up, because yeah, he's gas bagging. So I do apologise about that. So yeah, Cam, which is based in Haverhill, which was on the street of Queen Street. They thought it was sort of lacking a bit of, going a bit, I would say, outdated, if you like. And of course, they decided to move to the high street recently. And he's hoping that, of course, the shops are going to sort of be replaced by the ones that were used to be there in the high street of Haverhill. If you don't know Haverhill, do check it out on the channel. We do showcase sometimes, and sometimes we do a live. And we haven't done a live broadcast up and down the high street for a long time. Perhaps that's on our agenda to do one day, to do a tour down there. But, of course, in the meantime, of course, there has been some videos of that. And, of course, Nick Am is one of many that, of course, wants to fill up the whole high street with lots of shops, like it was in the 1960s. That's what he's hoping and planning to do. Whether it will happen or not, we don't know, because you could well be looking at this in the future and thinking back to this live here, thinking, has it been done? Well, of course, you'll be able to tell us in the comments in that sort of mode on that sort of date, whatever date you're watching. But, of course, to replace the shops like Bamarsh is one that used to be in the high street, which is a clothes shop, or used to be a clothes shop. And, of course, the other one, which is the Poundland, which sadly did not sort of succeed in Haverhill. I think the rent was too high or something like that, or just people being greedy. But anyway, no. There you go. I'll probably get a Nigel Farage. You've been cancelled. I wonder where that comes from. No, seriously. We're told that there's going to be a Taco Bell on what used to be the area of a betting shop, a former betting shop called William Hill. Of course, there are a few William Hills still about. There's one in Ely. I think there's still one in Barrows and Evans. So, of course, there's just a few minority of William Hills about, but of course they are fading out very slowly. But of course they have managed to survive, which I find very fascinating. But that is a for the first thumbs up, and really, really means a lot. Kay Payne says, of course, good old Watford. Of course, do you know each other then? Yeah, I know an old viewer called Robo Dash that used to watch these lives, but found that he died. Okay. Really? Okay. That means a lot to us. But anyway, yeah, I wonder who that was. Yeah, really sad. But anyway, yeah, like I say, we do have a eBay shop up and running. The reason why we say that is because, of course, if anybody does want to purchase themselves one of these, you can see clearly that the rain goes on, but you can see clearly of the touring with us. So yeah, like I say, this is a keyring. Of course, if you do want one of those, we'll throw in as an extra gift to you if you do happen to buy one of these, because I know somebody wants to buy one of these, and keep them as a gift, and of course pass on to their families, whatever, and remember touring with us for a long, long, long time. And of course, yes, this could well be your sort of ideal gift that you want to give to someone. Yes, it's said, but like I say, it is definitely worth it. And of course, we sort of go round with one. I have one hanging off my shirt sometimes to represent it, and sometimes people think I actually sort of work as part of a team of Weatherspoons, but it's not the case because yeah, I'm not. Do I look like a Weatherspoons worker? I was in Barriston Edmonds, and of course, a guy came up to me and, of course, are you doing food? Well, actually, I'm not a representative of Weatherspoons. So how the hell would I know? But anyway, that's another thing altogether. Yeah, Raymond Dash has died. So yeah, are we talking about the real one, or we're talking about one that was deemed to be a fake one? We don't know for sure. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But there you go. That's one of those things. We always welcome new people to the channel. Thank you very much for spotting us here, and thank you very much for sticking by. And I just want to say hello to all our mods if they come in the chat tonight. And I will have words with them in a minute because they're yakking on for too long. So yeah, they're not interested in our show tonight. Anyway, this might be useful anyway for those watching on replay, and I cater for those people watching on replay as well. And of course, just a few quick tips on sleep. Of course, it's coming from, of course, the Mind Better for Mental Health. So this is quite useful for those people that are interested in, of course, quick tips on sleep. Okay, if you have any questions, do stop in between. And, of course, I'm happy to stop at any time if I'm going too quick or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to try and lean it up. Will it work like that? I don't know, pretty full after a while. I'm trying to use this as a sort of auto cue here. So yeah, of course, make your, perhaps it's better to read it like this. Make your bedroom calm space, or a calm space. You make your bedroom. Make sure the light temperature and the sound level suits you. Cool, dark, and quiet usually works. Turn off electrical screens, TVs, computers, and phones that all stimulate your brain, making it harder to relax. Try a breathing technique. Now, of course, in a comfortable position, breathe in deeply, then breathe out slowly. Try to make your or out breath, if you like, longer than you're in breath. Repeat until you feel relaxed. Notice what you eat and drink. Caffeine, alcohol, sugary foods can disturb your sleep patterns. Try to do some exercise, even if you find it really hard. This will improve your sleep. Like I was walking up and down the high street, or I was trying to anyway, before apparently it's going to snow. That's what we hear. Um, yeah, I'll talk about that in just a moment. Try to do some exercise. This will help improve your sleep as long as it's not too late in the evening. Okay, you all got that into your minds there? Check for a physical cause. Pain, illness, or other physical problems can disturb your sleep. Visit your GP to investigate potential causes. Talk to your partner if you have a partner, that is, or a friend, it could be, on this case. Snoring, preferred side of the bed, and other common issues can easily be resolved. Plan your day. Try to do more worrying tasks, as in tasks. So try to do more worrying tasks earlier in the day and then relaxing ones in the evening. Very good, especially if Strawberry's watching. So, yeah, if you're watching on Replay Strawberry or anybody else watching on the replay, this may well be useful to you. So, I repeat once more, plan your day. Try to do more worrying tasks earlier on in the day and then relax in the evening, basically. So, let you sort of think about that one for a minute. Keep a sleep diary, okay? So, keep a sleep diary if you can do that kind of thing. This may help you spot patterns in your everyday sleeping habits and give you an insight of what might be causing you problems. So, of course, keeping a sleep diary may help you spot patterns in your everyday sleeping habits and give you an insight into what might be causing your problems. So, if you're on any medication, this might apply to you. Of course, many drugs, of course, this may be of interest because you might want to change your medication on this note. That's what it says on the title here, change your medication. Many drugs, particularly common ones for mental health problems, can affect your sleep. Talk to your GP, discuss alternatives. Interesting. So, more information, visit mind.org.uk/sleep. My info line 0300 123 3393 or text the number 86463. Great. So, of course, what does it's Nartha, whatever that means, says? Have you been to Watford or ever going to go there? K Payne, did you know Rainbow Dash? Right, I don't know if that's any relevant to our show, but it's nice that you're communicating nicely with each other, which is what it's all about, really. So, if anybody wants to, we just you know, um, talking about all the stuff that you probably need to know on a notice board, which is why I'm calling it the Notice Board Show with Nickalini Orange. Of course, if you want to say hello to the face behind the voice at any time, feel free to sort of come in and say hello to us. And it's always nice to have new people coming in the chat as well. And it's very, very beautiful of you all to please stay with the one you're on. And we'll be talking about some leaflets in just a moment. So, yeah, please stay with the one you're on for that one. I'll sort of have a read of the local papers if I can, of course. I don't know if I can actually find latest newspaper of that. But I don't know if anyone knows the Metro or actually seen the Metro. So give us a shout here if you've actually read a Metro, and of course you can pick them up on local buses, and of course probably people leave them lying around somewhere, and maybe at train stations as well. So yeah, Rainbow Dash, I do remember. Yeah, it's all the talk about Rainbow Dash and nothing else tonight, it seems. But yeah, apparently he's died into the distance. But yeah, one of those things, isn't it? But of course, yes, we don't know if that Rainbow Dash was actually fake or not. We don't know. But anyway, do keep your eyes out on those kind of people. So yeah, give us a shout if you do actually read a Metro, even if you don't give a shout as well. We'd like to hear from you lot out there. And yeah, it's very, very nice if we can get some answers on that. So yeah, what else can I talk about? Of course, yes, there's lots of things I can be discussing tonight, in tonight's show in particular. Lots of places to go in Norfolk. We were talking about it on the last show. We're probably going to be talking about it tonight. Of course, the seasides, like, of course, Sheringham, Cromer, all the main ones are really useful to go to. Cromer I have been to, but not for quite some time. But, of course, Sheringham is the seaside resort I have not yet been to. I've been to Hunstanton before. So there's just a few I haven't yet been to. Obviously, I've been to recently Great Yarmouth and Lowestoft, and places nearby, which is quite useful to know. So yeah, I thought there's some other messages coming through. I like to have a little bit of a nose, see who's in, and see which one I can have a shout out to. So yeah, of course, this is Nicam Computers here. I don't know if you can see it, your end here, but of course, yes, there is another side to it as well. If you need your computer fixed or anything like that, or do you just want to buy the latest kind of laptop, definitely worth checking out just for that. So yeah, has anyone here visited Roxham Barns? Of course, you can shop, eat, camp, and farm fun. Of course, book online and visit their farm and fun park at Roxham Barns, or yeah, just roxhambarns.co.uk, open 7 days a week. Of course, it's based in Tunstead Road, Haverton in Norfolk, NR12 8QU. Brilliant. Of course, there's Thrigby, of course, open all year round. Book in advance online to get discounted tickets, and it's based in Thrigby Hall, and that's Philby in Great Yarmouth. Of course, the number to ring for more information is 1493 369 477. 01493 369 477. ThrigbyHall.com is the website for that. The place to visit. Sounds interesting to me. Sounds like Wildlife Gardens, which is open all year around. Definitely worth it just for that. So, yeah, Alex says, hi, can I buy a cup soon? Yes, you can. Of course, go over to the buy now section, and of course, we'll get that order done for you as soon as we are able to. Okay, and please allow for any purchases. I must confess, because we run this eBay shop. I must confess, please sort of allow up to from, of course, weeks, not weeks. It won't be that long to wait. It'll be from 1 to 7 days. It all depends on the post, okay? And once you have hit that sort of buy now button, it will be on its way to you as soon as possible. Okay, so if you head over to the eBay shop, you'll be able to buy it straight away. So we have got a shop on there for that. A little small shop. We've got to start somewhere. So yeah, I went to Potter's Bar today. Have you been? Asking me that question, or are you asking the chat question? Are you asking me direct? Well, I haven't been to Potter's Bar. No, if you're asking me that question, a good question. Thank you very much for raising that, Christian Payne. There, I would say, of course, it is a bit out of our way at the moment, but of course, yes, I've heard of it. And I believe it's on the M25. So yeah, that is a bit sort of out of our range at the moment, but of course, it's not that we won't roll it out in the future if we ever have to go that far. But yes, I just want to speak to my colleagues because I think they're dragging on a little bit, and they need to come back on our channel and say hello. But you too, there's people in the chat. They want to say hello to you. Well, come on the chat then. Come on, you're wasting time. Oh. Anyway, yeah, I think they're sort of not wanting to come on tonight for some reason. Am I in Cambridge? No, I am not. That is your answer for that one. It's an answer. Yeah. So, do you have a name that you have for yourself? If you can tell us your name under the sort of names that you use, and of course that would be very, very helpful. Like K Payne, he tells us he's Christian Payne, and yeah, just tell us your first name. That'd be good. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. It's just a great treat until tonight. So yeah, shall we talk about some other stuff? Um, so that's some of the places that you can visit in Norfolk. If there's any place that you think that is very, very good of East Anglia to go to and we've not yet visited, we will try and get to it. But if it's like a village out of the way, it is very, very difficult to get to. So we are on the sort of early stages yet. So if we can have more people on the chat, of course, if we can get more people supporting us, that would be great. We would appreciate that. And of course, every little helps, for us to do this kind of thing. We are like a Netflix, but you don't have to sort of pay like you do with Netflix. What you do with Netflix is like you do with Now TV. You just pay a fee each month. We don't do it like that. You can choose when you want to support us. So we don't sort of like throw it down your throats, if you know what I'm saying. So you're not. So Potter's Bar. This is this is not much entertaining the Netflix, is it? So you are getting bored. Well, of course, we apologise about that. Anyway, let's move on. Potter's Bar is like the one stop from Hatfield. So there you go. Oh, I misread what you said there. You've actually cheered me up there. This is much more entertaining than Netflix. Yeah, absolutely. We're not Netflix, but of course we are in a different sort of way. We're more kind of localized stuff. You want to hear something from both sides of the story. There's a lot of channels out there which people seem to miss out on, which is not mainstream. We're not mainstream anyway, but of course, I don't really want to bother with mainstream, to be fair. I have my opinions about it, and is it? I'm not being horrible to any of these, um, like I say, mainstream channels. But of course, I used to watch mainstream a lot of times, but of course, I only watch it occasionally these days. Isn't it fair enough to say that? Of course, there's nothing on my liking that it used to be. That's what it is. And of course, that is my own humble opinion about it. But of course, a lot of people say on these non-mainstream channels, a lot of people seem to be talking about, of course, whether we should pay license fee for the mainstream and should we come off the license fee for once and for all, and of course, should they go commercial? That is the question. We do not want to defund the BBC. That's not what I'm saying. It's, of course, a scenario where they should go commercial. How many of you actually agree with me on that? That they should actually go commercial, like, of course, they already are on satellite TV. So, of course, yeah. So why not follow Sly TV or something like that? Sly TV. I wonder where that comes from, eh? So, yeah, Wroxham is a nice place in Norfolk. Yes, of course. I was talking about that a minute ago. Yeah, I'm really hoping that, of course, our moderators should be in the chat tonight, but they're chatting away about, I don't know what they're chatting about, but of course, I just want to say hi to her right now, and that's one of our moderators. Please welcome her when she does come on the chat. She might come on later on because she's usually goes back into, of course, Giuliano Plum, as in the fruit, of course, who is the host of the NAR show on a Friday night at 8 p.m. So that's the normal time that he's on. So we'll be live doing some organ stuff there to chill you out for a Friday night. So, yeah. And maybe, of course, we could do a poll and ask you lot out there, you lovely bunch of people, what kind of day you'd like that kind of show to go out. I know Sunday could be a good chance to do it, but of course, not only his football team of Liverpool FC are facing the biggest team of all time in the Premiership, Manchester United, which is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. Not only for that reason, it's of course sometimes his team is playing on a Sunday, and he gets put off by it. But no, it's not just of that. I think it's a scenario where, of course, because there's another organist that plays in the evening, and he doesn't want to really clash with that, and of course it can be a little bit difficult for him. We did do it on a Monday, but then we changed it onto a Wednesday. We want to get the audience view on this, whether you think it's actually a good idea to keep it to a Friday. So, yeah, do we have any pets? We used to. We used to have a cockatiel. Anyone actually here owned a cockatiel? Let us know in the chat if you've actually owned a cockatiel in your life here. It's useful to talk about this kind of thing. Noticeboard is not just about, of course, the places that we like to talk about, because the localized places. But of course, we can talk about other things as well as localized. There's travel stuff we're going to be talking about as well. There's all sorts of mixture of things that we hope to be able to talk about in this show. So, yeah, if you've got an idea that we haven't yet discussed, do let us know in the channel. So, of course, no, I don't, says Isa Luther. Thank you very much for that. But like I say, it's very interesting to talk about nature stuff as well, because we've got a lovely little place in Suffolk called Haverhill, which is a unique town of Suffolk. And of course, we will sometimes go live there as well. We'll hope to go there at some stage. I don't know when we're going to do that. So yeah. Um, anyway, that's another thing altogether. So we'll let you know when that will happen. So yeah, it's an interesting scenario because, of course, East Town Park is where we normally go live, and we probably have a few people to chat with, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting because East Town Park is. I'll actually try and leaflet about that in just a moment. So you'll have to just sort of bear with me on that. Um, but like I say, East Town Park is very nature's sort of place. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure you do. There's lots of bits on the channel regarding, of course, the East Town Park, and we may hit a live going back there when it gets a little bit warmer. Not, of course, when it apparently is going to be snowing. Who here thinks it's actually going to snow? We're not going to ask you to be weather experts, but of course, maybe you can have a prediction on whether you think it's going to be snowing at the end of the week. Well, your guess as good as mine, to be fair, because I myself, because I'm not Mystic Meg. If I was Mystic Meg, I would be winning the lottery by now. But actually, I don't go for the lottery, so I can't win the lottery, can I? If you don't go for it, you're never going to win it, are you? So it's that scenario. So, like I say, yeah, if you do purchase a Touring with Us cup, you might not necessarily get the logo, which is actually on the picture. I might actually put up the picture that you might actually get. So, yeah, if you just purchase it, and we'll look into sending it to you as quickly as we are able to. Okay, so of course, just bear with us and bear with the post, of course. It could be anything up to, of course, 1 to 7 days, but saying that, it could be anything from 1 to 2 weeks as well, depending on the post as well. So, yeah, please bear with us, and we will get it over to you. It all depends on the suppliers, like anything. But like I say, yeah, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. So, of course, I will now talk about, yeah, so I'll talk about something in Haverhill or something else. So, yeah, let us know an event that could well be of interest to the channel here. An event, um, say like like an event that's happening at a theatre or something. Um, right. Okay. Yeah, I just had a message from Strawberry. He'll be there in a mo. Right. Okay. Thank you so much. We're missing our usual lot. So yeah, I'm sure she'll be coming in the chat at some stage. So I'm going to hang on for a little bit and see if she does come in. There you go. So yeah, I haven't got anything else to say apart from, of course, yeah, we got a sort of channel. We've got several channels actually. We've got a few of them which is on YouTube anyway. If you want to subscribe to them, feel free to do so. There's of course a group that, of course, Strawberry does herself. She changes her group so many times, and it can be very confusing, all the changes. But of course, she's happy to do it. I handed over the group over to her group, and of course, yeah, it's over to her. We've got a lot to sort of proceed with carrying on with the group as she is doing so well. There's also a group, and I was nearly yawning there. Did you notice that? It's not often a presenter would do that. I mean, I don't know how these presenters actually get away with not yawning throughout the whole show. Perhaps they go to bed early. But anyway, we love Haverhill UK, one of them on the group. I've got some other groups to mention, of course. We love East Anglia. We're also on touring with us on the Facebook page. We don't use that very often for lives, but sometimes we do. And we also have We Love Weatherspoons. If you are a Facebook lover, then of course We Love Weatherspoons is the one to hit for that. And of course, we've got a question raising. And of course, we want to say welcome to a member. We've got a question on the group regarding Weatherspoons. We will reveal the answer of Guess the Spoons. And of course, if you want to hang on for a little bit, we can tell you the answer here, and we'll tell you the answer on the group as well, which will be quite useful for you lot out there. So, yeah, Guess the Spoons, where it's actually been photographed, basically. We've had a lot of comments. I will read you out the comments. Sally said on the group, Drabbats, and I said keep guessing. And Sally said two others as well, Golden Lion and Grover and Allen. Find out if she's right, perhaps at the end of the show, if she's watching. Also, of course, Nicole says keep guessing, Pete. Nicholas Watson said Mr. Spoons. That doesn't make sense. And of course, Melissa Jefferson says Haverhill Spoons. Is she more specific with that one? Maybe. She needs to say the name of it as well. And I said keep guessing. And Bill Taylor says Drabbit Smock. Well, of course, we can tell you what the answer will be at the end of the show. How good is that? So there we go. A very good evening to everyone here. Hopefully you're hearing the sound of just as good here with my microphone here, so I can't really hear myself talking. And it's not easy to do that, but I would double check on my phone what it's actually like, because I've done this for the first time and I knew it sort of was going to work, because I've got a wire that feeds right the way through to the camera, and that way I can actually speak on it at the same time, which isn't too bad. So it actually stretches out, which is quite good as well. So maybe it'll work from a distance, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm talking about the microphone from distance. It's not an actual radio mic, although it actually looks like one. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, let's tell you other news. Of course, the price cap of £2 a single is right the way through until June. That is to sort of encourage people to use the buses and not use their cars too often. Okay, and of course there is other news circulating around. Even a councillor has put it on my group of We Love East Anglia, suggesting, of course, the congestion charge of the Cambridge one is no use to anyone, basically, because, of course, it would be costing thousands a year, because cars will have to pay to get into Cambridge, like in London. That apparently they're trying to do that and sort of test it out in Oxford. But whether it will go ahead, I don't know. But that is what they are trying to do, whoever's trying to do it. Maybe it's a council or some kind, maybe Cambridge City Council are doing it or trying to do it, but some councillor saying, no, we don't want that, and the locals don't want that. So, yeah, we're just getting an opinion of two different sides of the coin, like we do on this show. Very, very good evening to everyone. Lovely to see you all, and it's just fantastic that you're all here. And this is the show that hopefully never ends. So, yeah, this is where you'll see, of course, the show mostly, unless I'm elsewhere. I could well be elsewhere doing this kind of show in a sort of different area. Last week, I was actually in Norfolk, and this time I'm in Suffolk. I'm well back in Suffolk here, more inland, but of course, despite staying inland, we're told it's going to be snowing inland in a couple of days, maybe Thursday and Friday, according to the weather apps. I don't know, but anyway, that's another thing altogether. So yeah, let's have a look. Anyone done Cambridge or just some kind of magnet fishing, or do you know what it is? Let us know in the comments if you have actually known about magnet fishing. Is it illegal? And that kind of thing. It's a good question out there. So, yeah, food for thought on that one. Let us know in the comments if you have heard of magnet fishing and what it does. Let us know. But, yeah, also, going back to the price cap of the £2 single fare, that means a single fare. Say, for example, you're going from Haverhill to Cambridge. That's Haverhill and Suffolk to Cambridge, which is an hour service on a bus route. Currently, every half an hour, not every 15 minutes. We wish, but of course, yeah. And of course, what I would say is that it's single for one lot for £2, and then coming back, it's a single £2. So single there for £2, single coming back for £2. So in total, it's going to cost £2, but of course, it is not a return, if you know what I'm saying. So you've got to buy two singles, one there and one coming back, all for £2 each. So why not grab yourself a ticket on a bus and get there quicker? And check out, of course, a store which I mentioned earlier called Nicam, or Nicom actually it's called. I thought it was Nicam, but yeah, it's with an O. So I do apologise about that. The guy that I spoke to earlier, who, of course, introduced me to his new shop in the High Street of Haverhill, hoping that the High Street of Haverhill is going to be packed with shops one day. Hopefully, that will be the thing. And on the opposite side, where the former betting shop of William Hill was, I believe it's going to be a Taco Bell, which is actually a chain. One of them I noticed recently in Lowestoft. Yes, I think it was on the day that I checked out the spoons there, and it was in a place where, of course, an old McDonald's used to be. So, yeah, that is very interesting. And thank you very much, everyone, for staying with the one you're on. As I was speaking earlier about, of course, non-mainstream channels, let's go back onto that for a second. Sorry, I'm going back to the subject here. It's something that you don't often get to see by presenting. But like I say, going back to, of course, mainstream, non-mainstream TV channels, there's ones like Talk TV, which is quite good with Piers Morgan, if you like that kind of thing. There's also other presenters as well. There's so many to name on that one. And of course, I've noticed with the 236 channel on Freeview, which of course is very useful to know about. And they've got quite a lot of presenters on there as well. And one main one is I've watched a lot of times, apart from the others as well, of course, ones I'm going to mention in just a moment. Dan Whitney is the main one, and you've got Mark Doolan on a Friday night, which is quite good. You've got Andrew Doyle, you've got Anna Aquia, and of course you've got Dooms and Co. That's good, and of course, yeah, the other one. Recently, who's just started on Monday, which was Jacob Rees-Mogg. I found him quite interesting to listen to. And also, of course, Nigel Farage. Not everybody would like him, but I find him also interesting to listen to. I wouldn't say I agree with everything he says, but of course, I'm sort of 50-50 on that. So, yeah, he's interesting. And who else is on there? It's quite useful. Calvin Robinson, obviously, for those people who like to talk about, religion stuff, it's definitely for you on a Sunday. But anyway, there's lots of panels there talking about two sides of the coins, of course. And of course, we mostly hear one side, but of course, we can hear a little, about 5% of the other side as well. So it's interesting to get basically two sides of the story, and yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, like I say, what a great treat it has been. All of you for tuning in tonight. I was hoping to get to our Strawberry and Giuliano in the chat, but of course, it's not been the case tonight. But never mind, one of those things. We just have to get by as we can. So yeah, I thought I was going off air for a second. Anyway, I'm just going to dig into the locker and have a little bit of a search down here somewhere. I'm sure I've got a link in here somewhere regarding the East Town Park, which I'm wanting to read to you, but of course, when I want it, it never seems there. But anyway, I'll have to have a look at something else. Yeah, let's have a look at Norwich now. I did speak a little bit about it last week, but I remind for those people just tuning in, you know, it says here, of course, now I have been to Norwich several times on my way to Great Yarmouth. Obviously, I have been to the city itself. It's quite a nice little city to walk around. It says here, don't let Norwich's size fool you. There's so much to discover there. Take a simple stroll along the cobbled streets and you'll find stunning architecture, hidden away courtyard cafes and quirky independent shops, as well as high street favourites. And of course, go to visit norwich.co.uk for more information on what's on and music events and festivals and urban art trails, exhibitions, and so much more. So it's definitely worth it for that. Uncover secret Victorian gardens, a whole country park, two beautiful cathedrals, a castle, museums, as in museums, and much more. Book a stay in a luxurious Georgian boutique hotel or a charming historic building and experience something new in this gem of the East. Wow. How fascinating is that? And of course, at Norwich's heart, its thriving independent scene with a whole host of independent restaurants and eateries, from the fine dining cocktail bars to street food eats and cozy cafes. You're sure to satisfy your cravings. And let's not forget the city's eclectic shopping experiences. Amazing vintage wonderlands and flagship independent department stores. The Gerald are just some of the treats that await you. And of course, welcome to Norwich, the city of stories. Norwich, situated on the river, the city has grown from a Norman stronghold into place bursting with culture, history, natural beauty, and more. Discover street food. That's street food from around the world. Urban art with their own tale-to-tale, way-marked routes, and inspirational places and shops that celebrate their indie spirit. Everyone is welcome in the city of stories, and there's something for everyone there. Whether you want to be transported back in time through Norwich's historic streets and buildings, have fun outdoors with the family, take a romantic escape, or enjoy great food and drink with friends. Of course, as I repeat once more, visit norwich.co.uk for what's on, where to stay, and much, much more. So there you go. There we have it. We've even got a map for you of Norwich, so you know that you won't get lost. It's there for you. How wonderful is that? How brilliant and amazing is that? We've got an interesting poll, by the way, just one poll so far. About 75% of you have gone for this. So it looks like that is the winner of our next video that we are going to look into and find out how we're going to get there. And of course, yes, I'm sure there's several ways of getting there. You can go by train, you can also go by bus as well. It'd be nice, interesting to be able to go by either. That's providing the train service is running and reliable. By the way, there is some strikes to tell you about. Of course, unfortunately, that is the thing. It's annoying for everybody, but that's just the sad thing, that it's an ongoing thing, and they have not agreed with the fee. So, but yeah, some people say it's about, of course, getting rid of staff that help disabilities on trains travel around. So some people think it's to do with that, but it could well be for that, and of course the fact that they have not agreed the actual fee. So it could be both sides of the coin there. So yeah, let's have a look. So we'll tell you the days that they are on, so that you are aware of them. And before I go and tell you about the actual strike dates, I think it's from March. I think it will start this weekend anyway, and I think it's going to carry on to about March the 8th. Now, this story is interesting here. It's something about the Brandon Bridge, and well, it is the actual station as well. But of course, it's the safety of the bridge. They've closed both the bridge and the actual station down because of it being unsafe, or deemed to be unsafe. And of course, that's obviously the reason why it's closed for several days. So they are doing some repair works to make sure it doesn't crumble and fall on someone's head. So, yeah, unfortunately, for those people travelling or expecting to travel from Cambridge to Norwich that way, there is apparently a replacement bus, that's what we're told, in place between Ely and Thetford. Okay. And of course, between that sort of area is a bus replacement into connecting journeys, as they say. So that is an unfortunate thing. I don't think there's any problem with the track itself, but it's for health and safety reasons, as they call it these days. And of course, Brandon is between, of course, Ely and Thetford. So hopefully that will resolve itself within, of course, a few days. Maybe March the 7th or the 8th it's going to apparently be finished. But, of course, we'll have to wait and see on that, on the progress. All right, okay. So, yeah, 30th of March and the 1st of April. So please be aware of that. They are currently working on the plans for each of those strike days. So please check back regularly to find out how the strikes will affect you. A tube strike is planned on the 15th of March, so that day, that's in London. No surprise there. But yeah, so timetables and booking engines are amended a few days before a strike. So remember to check your entire journey on all train companies' websites that you're using for the service info before deciding to travel. That's what they advise you to do. And of course, yeah, tube strike planned on the 15th of March, so no services expected on the tube network that day, as I previously said. Visit the Transport for London's website for updates. And of course, yes, so the strike day is starting in the area of Greater Anglia of the 16th of March. So please travel um, safely on other days, basically. So avoid travelling uh, on us on that day. That's what it's saying. Avoid travel with us. The service is heavily reduced and disrupted, and there's likely to be some routes that there's no trains running. There are going to be some trains running to London, but very few and very reduced, and others where service is severely reduced. So it'll be like a lockdown version. So please continue to check back on the greateranglia.co.uk for details. The new timetable will be available for a few days, so all booking engines will be showing correct times until then. Okay, and check back on the page to see if it's been updated. And of course, Friday, first services of the day after each strike action will start later than usual, and the network won't be back to normal full service for early afternoon. Okay, and of course, strike day on Saturday, the 18th of March, expecting a reduced service on all routes, and final details will be closer to the date. Okay, and of course, Sunday, first service of the day of a strike which happened the previous day, will be starting later than usual, and the network won't be fully back to services till early afternoon once again. So, of course, yeah, Thursday, the 30th of March, is a strike day. Expecting yet again a reduced service on that one, and it will resume in the first services in the day after each strike action will start later than usual and won't be back to normal until early afternoon once more. And the final one, of course, being on Saturday, the 1st of April. This is a strike day, and again, it's going to be reduced severely on most platforms, but again, it's going to be the first services of the day after each strike action on April the 2nd. That will be a Sunday. Will be starting later than normal, and the normal service won't fully return until early afternoon once more. So that is the latest on the strike days. I will remind you of when they are, of course, on the 16th of March and the 30th of March and the 1st of April 2023. So, of course, the poll is so good at the moment. And, of course, yes, of course, the question I raised this evening, or we raised, if you like, which place would you like to go for a future live or video in Suffolk? Of course, the answer was Bury St Edmunds. 28% of you, interestingly enough, said Bury St Edmunds. And this was, of course, a reduced, because it just starts at 100% of 75% of you said that. Interesting poll. So thank you very much, everybody that's had a go at the poll. It's only just been a one poll tonight, but we would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for watching. I'm not quite sure if Strawberry is going to turn up here on the channel. She comes in and says hello, but of course she's been busy talking to Giuliano Plum, which is, of course, the host of the NAR show, otherwise known as Nice and Relaxing Show. So we'll probably put on the community section what time of the day, because we'll put the poll on later on, okay, because I can use my phone for that. So we'll put that on, and of course, yes, if you would like us to do a specific time of the week, let us know, or a day which you're able to tune in. Okay, we'll put that on the community section because I know there's some people that have already subscribed to the channel. If you've not yet subscribed, or you know someone that hasn't subscribed, make sure they do, because we put the subscribers only list on tonight for 10 minutes or so to encourage people to subscribe to us, that kind of thing. And of course, if you know somebody that wants to subscribe and not yet subscribed to us, make sure you do. And of course, if you do want to support the channel in any great way, let us know. We would like to hear from you lot out there. You've got GoFundMe, you've got the PayPal section, all on our About section. And we're going to say good night to you all because I'm actually going to drink the rest of my cold coffee. Well, actually, it's not cold coffee, it's cold tea. As I always say, we had it from yesterday. That's a joke that you probably never get anywhere else. Absolutely. But thank you very much for watching. For watching the signal for the first time live here. I'm using Vodafone signal here. Perhaps that's stumbling a little bit sometimes, but it is working sometimes, and sometimes it's a bit jolty, isn't it? I know that. I don't know whether it's camera doing that or we're getting interference from other phones and things like that. It could be anything. But anyway, as long as you're able to hear and listen to what I'm saying clearly. But this has been the Noticeboard show, a pre-release show. I don't know if we're going to do an official launch time. At the moment, the show is scattered about, so it could well be on a Saturday or Sunday. We might even do an extra show on a Sunday. I don't know yet. But, of course, we might continue that feeling. But well, in the end, we hope to have our friends turning up here on the show. Of course, we have our other moderator, Strawberry. She's got a baby on the way, and of course, whoever the direction it's going to be, like, of course, boy or girl kind of thing. Hope by saying hello to it now. I might be wrong by what I'm saying. I think it's going to be a girl, to be fair, but of course I could be wrong. But my gut instincts say inside it's going to be a boy. But of course, yeah, Strawberry will know. She does have a real name, but yeah, if she wants me to say her real name, I will tell her everyone the real name. But of course, yeah, I pray and hope that, of course, everything goes well with that. She is my number one bestie, so yeah, it's missed dearly tonight. But of course, I don't know if she's hiding somewhere. But yeah, she'll probably end up commenting on the channel at some point. So thank you very much. Even if you're watching Strawberry late and watching on replay as well. So yeah, you could well be watching in the future, and we could be saying that, of course, the baby is in the stomach at this moment of time. But if the baby's born and you're watching in the future, you'll be looking back at this. You'll be looking back, saying, "Wow, I remember those times when you was talking about it being in the stomach rather than being out of the stomach." But anyway, let's not talk about pregnancy too much. But thank you very much. My God blessings to all of you out there. I hope you've had an enjoyable show. It's been really, really interesting. It's time to end the poll. 75% of you say we should go to this, and only 28% of you in the end wanting us to go to Bury St Edmunds. So it was quite close on that. Thank you so much for interacting with the poll here. Thank you so much. My God blessings to you all. Stay safe and have yourself a lovely rest of the weekend, if you may. And this would have been the time where I was actually doing a radio show. But of course, the actual radio station sadly went out of business. It would have been All Request Radio at this time of the night, and it would have been based in Great Yarmouth as well. I believe they've got another community radio station called Harbour Radio, so it's worth getting involved in that if they are looking for presenters. But anyway, Yeah, thank you very much indeed. If you've got anything that, of course, we have missed in the show, put it down in the comments on the replay because you can comment after the show, by the way. So please do keep your comments going here. And, of course, yeah, do stay interactive with us. And, of course, we might have a prize giveaway. Oh, it's time to give away the answer just for fun only. If I haven't given away the answer on the Weatherspoons group of the picture, the first one was the Drabbert Smock, and the second one was the Regal in Cambridge. So if you didn't get any of that right, commiserations. Of course, you could be the star of the show next time. But yeah, I think it's time that we brought back the star of the chat, like we did in the sort of lockdown mode. Um, if you remember rightly, we gave a star of the show. And of course, I reckon, we could bring that back easily. Maybe next time we do a show like this, we'll be able to do it. We do apologise if it's not a scheduled show, by the way, and it's just a sudden show. Sometimes we do that without sort of pre-planning it, but of course, I've had something at least to talk about, even though I haven't had a kind of like a script with me. But I have been reading some fantastic leaflets. Oh, you've come into the room. Tuck your shirt in, Julian. There we go. Hello. Say wave to that camera over there, Julian. He's waving. He's waving. There you go. You can see yourself there, Julian. Get yourself in there. Yeah. Oh, this is Giuliano Plum, as in the throat, from the NAR show, and the host of that. Join him on Friday, next Friday, all being well, at 8 p.m. in the studio of the NAR show. Hopefully Julian, come in and say hello for a second. And yeah, can anyone hear him? Because I've only got this microphone here. You might have to just speak into this microphone here. And talk us through your kind of show and what kind of things can you expect from the show?
Right.
What kind of audience are you sort of gaining or trying to achieve?
Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Get into the camera. They can't see you. You can crouch down.
Who's in tonight?
We've got Kate Payne. And it's North Luther. Never heard of that. Apparently, they're all watching from Watford tonight, I believe. Right. We've got the Watford people.
Well, bring your guys and girls over to the national
NAR show, nice and relaxing show. Yeah. Got to remember it doing that. I do the sort of commentary, and you do the playing.
Yeah. Let me finish.
Sit down. Crouch down. Oh, he's crouching down now. Go on.
Right. Okay. Start to finish, ladies and gentlemen.
Stand a little bit back. They can't all see you. Look. That's
nice and relaxing.
Absolutely.
Hopefully be back Friday. All being well. We had a little bit of a break this week. So what it is as we come into a theme of Lent,
it's cameras that way.
More classical sort of music, chill out music on the organ at Techniques 50. Now, if you haven't seen it before, do tune into YouTube. Nice and organ music. It is. So what it is organ music, mainly hymns and hers, whatever you call it, and a couple of voluntaries in between. Voluntaries are like interludes or preludes or something like that. That's basically what it is from the organ on Technics 50. U50 organ, which is a honky tonky organ. It's only a two manual, whatever you call it, a keyboard with one octave of pedals. It's got some interesting sound on it, but it's not as good as the one at the back. But that needs a little bit of
it's strawberry tuning.
A little bit of fixing.
This is hello.
If you want to know about hello, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's strawberry's tuned in.
Oh, right, okay.
If she is though, I don't know if she is. She might be watching.
I don't know.
Somewhere quietly.
I don't know yet.
Chilling out.
She's looking at pedal buzzing now, which you can get on YouTube. There is a YouTube. Check on pedal buzzing. That will show you what needs doing on the other organ, which is a Stadium Gen 2 organ. What needs doing? It probably needs a bit of a clean inside.
His organ needs fixing.
I think Strawberry.
If you know of anyone,
Strawberry was looking on it, so she sent me a link to it. She knows she's got an idea what it looks like. Anyway, she's seen something on it about it. probably needs a bit of hoovering and dusting. It might need a soldering iron, might need
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and go on and on like this. Sorry, but nevertheless, whatever on that organ, we won't have that organ at the moment until it gets fixed, if it ever does. The U50 organ is what I'll be using, so do listen to that. It's got some nice sounds, but when it does work, it's okay. There's not much pedal board on the pedal board, no reeds to the pedal board. That's all I can say. There's no couplers to it, so it just normally play it as it is. The top manual is the loud organ, and the bottom one is like the softer manual. So I had about six on the bottom manual, about eight or nine on the top manual. So there was a couple of reeds on the top manual, and the solo saxophone stop I use for soloing. So you would probably hear that in some sort of hymns.
And what time is it?
Normally around between 8 and 10, not up to 10, but something around that time. Between 8, if it's late, it'll be 8:30. If it's on time, it'll be 8 o'clock, and so on. It would last about an hour and 10 minutes altogether, and then plus extra Q and a little bit of Q&A at the end, a little bit of questions and answers. Now, if you're answering about questions about the Touring Us, I suggest you waiting until the end of the show to do that, not in middle of the organ show. But what happened will be is 4 hymns for the first part, 4 hymns for the second part. We have a little an interlude prelude in between that, and then the voluntary at the end, or made up voluntary at the end as well, if you can fit that in. So if any questions about the organ show, where I have played or where I haven't played for touring with us, that could be an interesting question for people to find out. And any questions about music along with the organ show, that comes into it. And if you want a question about touring with us, that is after the show. I'll keep that for that point. If any other last minute queries, emergency queries to do with touring us, we will keep that in mind and tell you after the show. So the music industry is slightly difficult to get into, but we have to work. You have to work on it to do with music harmonies and fitting the music together, writing all of the songs down, the hymns down, to fit in with the show. There will be a list of hymns. The titles of the hymns should be on the screen, as you can know what hymn. Now, as I told Strawberry, now to listen to some hymns, you can do that on CDs as well. So I've asked her if she would know a hymn that you would like to do it in when we come after Easter, general hymns. We can do a quest hymn. If anyone wants a quest hymn that they might know, for instance, like All Things Bright and Beautiful, or something like that, And in Those Feet, or something like that, or anything like that, or Praise My Soul, anything general, Love Divine, anything like that can be requested as a request music. If someone wants me to play it, providing I have the hymn book, I could do it. The hymn. If you don't know the hymn, well, you have to listen to CD hymns to get you going a bit. So that is basically what it is. It's 4 hymns. As we're going into Lent, we're going into Lent about two more shows of that, I should think, and then we go on to probably Mothering Sunday stuff, and then we go on to Good Friday's stuff. Well, actually, before that, it would be Palm Sunday stuff, and then we go into Good Friday, Easter, and then we go. I think it's about four Easter ones, I presume. That is what it is. It's a little bit of Sentide hymns, Hail the Day that Rise, or something like that. That kind of thing, and then we go into Trinity, possibly Pentecost. Pentecost and Trinity are near enough the same sort of thing, but near enough the same sort of thing. So that's the theme we're going at the moment. We're going to turn into it's general. So I mean, so any requests or you want a hymn that can be played that I do know or something like that, do say on the channel as we request a hymn or a song. We do it. We have no charge on that one, so we're not going to do charging on that. So we do it for fun on that one. So if say Strawberry might be the first one to request a hymn. If she wants a hymn that she like a dance in the morning, that would have to be on another channel for that because they've got copyright issues on that one. So it has to be a hymn that to like "And in Those Feet." Does anyone know that one by Hugh Parry? I could do we could do that one for 2 verses, or we can do "Love Divine" or something like that, or anything is general and it's in copyright for 70 years. We can do on here. But on other channels, we have to see what we have to see on. So
Okay.
So that is your schedule. What's going on the Nice Relaxing Show? So that was I fear I say no more on that one. So do make sure people can come along on the show. It makes life matter if people can watch and stay on and as long as you can. There will be a little bit of a pause in between the interlude or something like that to break and come off. If you come off and hop, it's not worth seeing all of it if you're going to hop off and off. But if you want to go to the lavatory in between that, you do it in the break. Or when we are talking, then you can come back into the show. So that's the better way of doing things.
Okay, Julian.
It's like going to a theatre.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Before you drag on a lot.
Okay.
I'll bring it back on to me.
And lastly, I would say sometimes I say the verses of the hymn so people understand what they mean.
We're still on there, but yeah,
that's basically what it is.
Okay.
If people are not familiar,
from the Match of the Day studio.
For
For those people that have beaten Gary Lineker's team of Leicester and obviously Spurs are lost today to Wolves. We've got Liverpool and Manchester United tomorrow.
We're not going to go to win a night when it's Spurs night.
No, is it one night when it's at Liverpool, or when it's afternoon, or when it's Liverpool?
I don't know.
Or is it going to be a draw, or is it going to be Man United?
Who knows?
Yeah, what do you reckon?
I don't know.
2-0 Man United?
No, I don't know.
Draw for me, anyway.
Well, doesn't matter.
If I'm right, I'm right. You know, if I'm wrong, I hold my hand up. But there you go.
So we need some people for.
Somebody said knick-knack for
we need some
for next team on Saints.
Well, we need some people to tune in for that. If anyone is interested in classical music,
camera's over there. Camera number 1 here.
Nice relaxing music from 8 o'clock onwards. Do tune in if you can.
We might do this sort of camera work again, depending on how you're feeling tomorrow, Julian. But we'll do another Noticeboard show and see how people sort of tune in on a Sunday. But thank you very much, everybody that has tuned in, even if you're sneakily watching in for free. And we've had some interest on buying our cups. I think Alex Bailey was interested in one of our cups for touring with us. That would be very, very great. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Stay safe and have yourself a lovely rest of the weekend, wherever you may be. My thanks to Giuliano Plum, which hopefully will return yet again for the NAR show, otherwise known as Nice and Relaxing, usually about 8 p.m. But we'll put on the community section, on the YouTube channel of a poll again, because we haven't